Ladies and gentlemen, how wonderful is this? Honestly, how wonderful is this? Just listen to CNN. CNN refuting everything it's claimed about Alabama not being in the way of Dorian. This is CNN right now. This is President Trump shared this clip, and it's it's with him looking like, yeah, and you said this is hilarious. So check this out. All right,
But there are many states that are under threat right now, Derek.
At least 6, from the Carolinas right through Georgia coastline into Florida, certainly, and then also even into the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. You need to be on the lookout.
This is why. This is why they try and they fail and they focus. They're the most petulant, malicious, disingenuous. If it were any other president, and we're talking about a hurricane, and we're talking about a natural disaster that could possibly affect Alabama, okay, possibly affect the state, they make an issue about it. And then all he has to do, in addition to top weather agency sides with Trump in furor over Hurricane Dorian threat to Alabama. The controversy over President Trump's warning to Alabama about Hurricane Dorian took another wild turn on Friday. They're just churning all of these ridiculous stories into, like, they're perishing on hills, these media hills, these ridiculous, absurd battles where they don't have to make this grandiose spectacle. Then you find President Trump completely eviscerates them, finds a CNN clip. Let's just listen to it again before we get to the, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration sides with Trump. And then you have the other Alabama agency saying, well, we were never in the way. It's like, oh my God. Look, even CNN claimed that Alabama. Here, you could listen to it right here. It's on Trump's Twitter page.
But there are many states that are under threat right now, Derek.
At least 6, from the Carolinas right through Georgia coastline into Florida, certainly, and then also even into the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. You need to be on the lookout.
So, CNN, the guy on CNN, he basically said the same thing that President Trump said. Okay, so what's the problem here? They're contradicting themselves left and right. They're eviscerating themselves. And it's like they try to pile on. This is like an 8th grade class in a very dysfunctional middle school class where you have a whole bunch of people trying to just pile on one person with kids that are just being students that are just being cruel, and yet they're not affecting the one kid they're trying to disparage because that kid is actually winning. That's what it's like, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's like. I'll just read you here. The Washington Examiner. Top weather agency sides with Trump in furor. So did CNN. CNN's apparently sided with Trump. When they were warning people about Dorian, they mentioned Alabama as one of the states that could potentially be suffering because of the hurricane. Now, who benefits from this? Nobody benefits. People are losing a lot. They're risking their lives. They're losing a lot. In the Bahamas, they've lost a great deal. It's been tragic. Hurricanes are nothing to use as political fodder. But they're like, oh my God, Sharpie president. Oh. It's like, okay, the person you're going to vote for in 2020 said that she survived Bosnian sniper fire. That's worse than anything. Crowd size. And he's proven right about this. but claimed that she used private servers to store yoga emails. It was to store Clinton Foundation documents, emails, whatever. Along with top secret and special access program intelligence, the criminal behavior is like rampant. I explain that Clinton is going to run again like I do every day. Check my last segment out, and I might do a live stream later this evening in the middle of the night just to test out a function, new function on, well, it's an old, function on YouTube, whatever. Because the old way of doing it, they changed it, so that's why one of the reasons I haven't been doing live streams a lot, just because I thought I had to go through OBS, but I can actually just go through through YouTube the way I always would do it. Anyway, I might go ahead either tonight or tomorrow night. But from Wednesday, August 28th through Monday, September 2nd, the information provided by NOAA and the National Hurricane Center to President Trump and the wider public demonstrated that tropical storm force winds from Hurricane Dorian could impact Alabama. This is clearly demonstrated in Hurricane Advisory number 15 through 41, which can be viewed at the following link. Okay, so here, it's like not that big of a deal. I don't know why. You go Florida, Georgia, Alabama. I don't know why they would make such an issue of this. Only, then you have South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Okay, so I don't know why they would make such a huge issue. I didn't even really follow this story because I thought it was another sad, disingenuous, pathetic attempt by media and liberals and Democrats just to make something out of nothing. And then President Trump completely turns the table. Here, it's CNN. The meteorologist on CNN is saying the same thing as Trump. Here you go.
Right now, Derek. But there are many states that are under threat right now, Derek.
At least 6, from the Carolinas right through Georgia coastline into Florida, certainly, and then also even into the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. You need to be on the lookout.
You need to be on the lookout, okay? And then you get one professor is like, when Donald Trump claimed that Alabama was in the path of the storm, he was several days out of date. How is that a rebuttal to what CNN said? You need to be on the lookout. Donald Trump was referencing an old map that showed a low probability of tropical storm winds in a small corner of Alabama. Exactly. What are you trying to do? Promote, defend Trump? This is a person who's like, oh yeah, well, you know what? You're talking about the definition of petulance. This is one of the reasons I'm voting for President Trump. The biggest reason is because he's an anti-interventionist president. If Max Boot and Bill Kristol and everyone who pushed for never-ending counterinsurgency quagmires are voting Democrat, I'm voting for Trump. And guess what? You have Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz likely in the same boat. It's not about a Republican or Democrat thing. It's about a Trump versus everyone else thing. Especially on foreign policy. You don't get the beginning of détente and some kind of peace, a path towards peace between North and South Korea with any other president. If anything, ask the people of Libya what they think of President Obama's wonderful foreign policy, whether he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. So it's it's unbelievable. Now they're backtracking. They're saying, well, only a small part of Alabama, and it just would have been, low probability of tropical storm winds in a small corner of Alabama. What is it like? Why is this? I just don't get it. Okay, all of this, look, ladies and gentlemen, like I say every segment, Clinton is going to become the Democratic nominee in 2020. That's going to happen. But why, like, who does it benefit? Like, all of this, like, I didn't even want to cover this. But this is so hilarious. CNN. Trump plays a segment of CNN contradicting the entire nonsensical, just bandwagon. Oh my God, Sharpie. Oh my God. They were wrong. They can't admit they were wrong. Because now they're backtracking and saying, well, it was only part of Alabama, but they weren't really in the path. And it's like, you're talking about potential catastrophe. What does it matter if he errs on the side of caution? What does it matter? How does that hurt anyone? It's just, it's like, it's exactly why he won. You have in terms of a segment of the American electorate, most people are not on Twitter. Most Americans are not on Twitter. You have the I'm with her crowd that runs the show on Twitter, and then of course you get, you have the socialists, and you have other people, and you have Bernie supporters and Jill supporters, Bernie supporters and Warren supporters, and then Green Party still there, and you have all of these people like Trump, this, oh my God, he's so horrendous, the world is falling, the sky's falling, economy's great. A lot better than President Obama's economy, a lot better. In every way. Foreign policy, a lot better. So in terms of an economy and foreign policy, and don't talk about climate change or immigration. Okay, President Obama deported 3 million human beings without, and he committed the same horrendous things that took place under President Trump's administration. Same thing under President Obama's administration. It's a broken system. And Democrats had a chance to have all dreamers become citizens, which I would have loved, because I have friends who are dreamers, and Democrats said, no way, we're not going to fund anything you want. Trump was willing to play ball right then and there. And they're like, no. The most disingenuous people, and in both rhetoric and deed, they think they can judge and condemn. It's like, you can't condemn anyone. You don't have the moral authority to judge or condemn or even to mock anyone. You're going to vote for Clinton again in 2020, and you're going to lose again. They're going to, and the thing is, they're not even going to care, because then it's going to be, oh my God, a gutsy woman. You know what? Who cares if she tried and failed? We all try and fail in life twice. It's okay. Better to try than never to try, whatever. If you try and fail, eventually you'll succeed. Whatever. They'll spin it to, who cares if she lost again? The reality, though, is that it will implode the Democratic Party, and this kind of nonsense. He said this. Oh my God. Ooh, we got him. It's like, they don't do this with Clinton. It wasn't a security review. She didn't survive Bosnian Sniper. She never joined the Marines. I think there was one story she wanted to join the Marines. You're talking about the New York Times actually writing an article. Here, this is in the New York Times. I believe the title is Why Clinton Needs to be Two-Faced. And could you imagine why Clinton needs to be two-faced? This is an opinion article, October 22nd. Why Clinton needs to be two-faced. Literally an article. October 22nd, 2016, why Hillary Clinton needs to be two-faced. Literally, the New York Times publishes an article that explains that, she just has to, this person just has to lie. Because it's actually a good thing. But with Trump, they go after him, even for saying that a state could be in the path of a devastating hurricane where people could lose their lives. Oh my God, how dare he? Clinton's greeted at a tarmac with flowers from children, and yet she says it's Bosnian sniper fire. And they forget about that. There's a litany of other things that the Bible is her favorite book, all of this nonsense. Okay? You're talking about a person who, if they put their hand on the Bible, it would sear through the book. So it's like, They're completely lost it, and it just once again here, Trump plays clip here.
But there are many states that are under threat right now, Derek.
At least 6, from the Carolinas right through Georgia coastline into Florida, certainly, and then also even into the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. You need to be on the lookout.
I love that so much. I love it. 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 Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. That's a great segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel below. Check it out, people. Check it out below right now. Thank you so very much. Thank you for making H.A. Goodman's other channel over 10,000 subs in like 2 weeks. Thank you for making this channel almost at 150,000 subs. Let's get there. I know some people are like, oh, I'm tired of hearing you talk about Clinton 2020, but hey, it's going to happen. I'm the only person in all of media saying that this is going to happen. Clinton is going to run in 20. Look at the right there. Okay, and I've had that for well over a year. I wrote in the Huffington Post, the Times of Israel, she's going to run. She's going to lose again. There's no Democratic Party. It doesn't really matter if she loses. See, again, don't think logically when it comes to this. Think simply an extension of two people. Give me your thoughts below. Trump turns the table brilliantly, as usual. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.